All right, we're live with the writer, director, actor Adrian Esposito, and also from the film Kevin Mullane. Uh, Honored to have you guys here. I am a big Clowns in the Woods fan. Um, Hopefully, we get a few more of the cast to pop in. I think some are running late, but either way, I am super excited to be talking Clowns in the Woods. I watched it again today for really the third time because I keep watching it and I'll be doing other things because I really enjoy the film. I think you guys did an amazing job. And as I was talking to you about before the stream, how reasons why it means so much to me to see you guys not only doing a film but doing such an amazing film and such a great project. Very impressive. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us, John.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Like I said, very excited to talk about this. Now, I was watching a trail, like I was just going through trailers, getting set up for StreamYards. I didn't realize this project has been in the works for a long time, wasn't it? I saw one trailer was from 2016.
I don't know if it was that far back. I thought of the idea around 2018 and then started writing the script in 2019 and started the pitch, the Indiegogo pitch video, and around 2019, and when 2020 happened, and of course COVID hit, and that really put a damper on things, and we had to start production late in the year, around late summer, I believe. Kevin, was it? Or
yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, around the late summertime, and so there were a lot of things that were we had to follow procedures with COVID. We had a safety officer on set, and we had wear masks and of course get our temperatures checked. But as far as the actual I don't know what video that would have been you saw that came out in 2016. Are you thinking of Special Needs Revolt? Because that's another.
It was here. Let me give me one sec. I know I'd seen it and said 2016.
Okay.
It's Clowns in the Woods 5 years ago. So maybe I could have swore it showed me a date that was 2016. Let's watch the trailer. What do you say?
Okay. All right.
The main mobile trailer.
What they want. We don't know.
Oh, that's not mine. That's not mine.
Oh, that's not you? Okay, well, let's stop that. Okay.
Yeah, I saw another movie that had like a similar name on whatever the website is, IMG or something.
IMDb, yeah, Clown in the Woods, but yeah, this one has.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right. While we're up here, let's run the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's showing my screen. I'm just going crazy.
We were all there. We were all in this together. So we're just supposed to carry on like nothing ever happened?
You think you're doing all my girl retard?
I was only asking Liz if she wanted to celebrate my birthday tomorrow.
Come on, Brad. You still think that Liz wants to be your friend? Can't you see she's going to manipulate you and hurt you?
Marcus, may you find rest as you lie in death, and walking uprightly enter into peace.
Clowns and circuses. You're so obsessed with clowns and circuses. Never knew why.
Welcome. We've been expecting you. What do you want from me? There's a lot of work to do. You can help us to deliver justice.
Where did you get this?
My brother had it on him when he died.
That's why the clowns chose him. They've already made him into one of their own.
Amy, why are you taking this so seriously?
Because one of them saw me. They know I'm on to them.
It's a cruel world, Marcus, and we have to be just as cruel in return. It's not nice to talk during the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, that sold me. I watched it one night, and then I saw it was coming on Amazon Prime. I did wind up buying it on Prime, and I no regrets on that part for sure. And now
Yeah.
it's on Tubi for free for everybody who wants to watch it. Let me
Well,
throw that link down too. Oh, wrong
yeah.
one.
Well, Tubi with commercials, ads. So, I mean,
That's all right though.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching it because I know it. I got the Prime. I already own it, so I can watch it on Tubi. Play it with my guys, and we'll watch the commercials too, and it supports you what you guys are doing, which is amazing. What Adrian did with this movie, if you guys haven't had a chance to see it, I think was very impressive. He works with I call it special abilities, a bunch of them and it's very near and dear to my heart. And I find the most talented people are out there, and to see you guys shine and do such a well done movie, incredibly impressed. And you were Jerry, right, Kevin, in the movie?
Yes.
He was a bully.
Yeah. Yeah. Bowling special needs kids too.
I know, terrible. I saw Anthony doing it too. He was a big bully
Yeah.
too. I was hoping he'd pop in. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, you guys were great as bullies. I mean, it looked like a lot of fun to work on that movie.
It was. It was a lot of fun. I mean, it's not like we went anywhere crazy, but like I think the vibe on the set was really fun. Yeah, I don't know how I could like really describe it. Just like everybody worked well together.
It shows on screen. It really does. Great cast, and I love the look of the clowns. I love the kills. They were just fun. The movie was a lot of fun to watch, and the actors were great. I mean, all you guys did a really, really well done job. The way you guys bullied Marcus and stuff, it was definitely had that '80s vibe of the classic kind of bullies versus picking on people, but it was good. It had a lot of
You mean like
different things.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed a lot of the movie. I mean, another no reverb tonight, Aaron Pete. No, but I enjoyed it so much. Seeing what you guys were doing, and I got to give you guys a big congratulations on what you put together, because it shows how hard you guys worked, and
Yeah.
I think it goes a long way. Like, it's a trend setting thing, and with it being with people with special abilities, to me, that is the type of thing that needs to be shown more, that people can see that these people you guys are talented. It's a talented group of people, and funny, real funny stuff that's going on there too. It was just Esposito's book. You even named the book after yourself. I saw those little Easter eggs in
Yeah, Esposito Circus. Yeah.
Circus. Yeah, that was really, really cool. But what inspired you to write Clowns in the Woods?
Well, what inspired me to write it is because back in 2016, there was the clown sightings. People saying there's clowns going after people from the woods and stuff. So I thought of incorporating that, like a horror story with clowns, and incorporating some social commentary in it, and voila, you have clowns in the woods. But I also wanted to do this movie, not only to help people with disabilities and the horror community and all that, but also to like put my foot in the door, to use as a proof of concept that I can show people in the business, the industry, that I'm capable of directing a feature film, and to move on to bigger projects with more expensive budgets. So like more with, you know, like bigger budget films basically that I want to tell as a storyteller and artist.
Absolutely, man. I think you got a ton of talent, man. A ton of talent.
I agree.
Yeah,
Put
thank you.
together a great cast, a great idea with a story, and I can only imagine it was a small budget to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to pull it off with a small budget in general is very tough to do.
There's I did want to say, you know, with the bullying thing in the film, there was something that happened recently, not far from where I live, Wayne County in Newark, New York. There was this teenager with autism who was waiting for his mom at the Erie Canal, and these other teenage kids targeted him because he had a disability and beat him unconscious and stole his shoes and his cell phone or whatever. And they're going to go to court or whatever, you know, for their hearing, but you know, it was on the news and everywhere on Facebook. So, you know, I guess it's true to what you see in Clowns in the Woods. That's kind of going on in real life too, with the bullying and people with disabilities and stuff.
That ain't cool with me for sure. I mean, I'm very protective, especially with the individuals I deal with. I think I was telling you, I work in 2 different group homes. I work all the time, and it's not even work. I basically hang out with my pals, and hearing stuff like that and people are that disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to hear because just such a weak person to do that. Just such a weak person to do that kind of stuff.
Right.
So I hope the individual is all right, and I hope he, is getting the support he needs to deal with the situation, because I know it can affect anybody really it really hard, and an emotional, a way that nobody deserves to go through. So I'm hoping, for the best for the individual who was attacked. That's just awful. I hate hearing stuff like that. I hate to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But how'd you beat Kevin Mullane? Am I saying your last name right?
Yeah, you are.
I'm known as John of the Butcher.
No.
I met Kevin on Facebook. I was doing a casting call because originally the part of Jerry was going to go to another person, but because he was objective to some of the language he had to say in the content, he stepped down. So Kevin came to the rescue, and we've been friends ever since, right?
Yeah, I mean, we went out to eat, and I feel like you and me have like a lot of similar interests and things.
Right.
So yeah, I think we clicked pretty much right away.
Right.
And the whole set, I mean, everything was just so, and I think that's like what you're supposed to do with like big sets, just have everybody like be super cohesive.
Right.
And, yeah.
I did want to say I'm glad everything worked out, but just like with any production, I myself personally, I don't know how everyone else feels, but I was a little pretty stressed a lot of the days just to get everything done and make sure everything ran smoothly. The only day I wasn't stressed and I really had fun was with Dalton's dog, the French bulldog that was on that day. We were on set at Rhonda Parker's place. I don't know if you remember the dog.
No, I don't.
That was the scene where they set him up. They pulled the prank on him where he got hit by the car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That French bulldog that Haley Ann had.
Right. Yeah.
That was the day I had the most fun because the dog was so cute and it was keeping me calm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for any director, being the writer, director, and really the guy who ultimately lies on their shoulder to get it done. Every director I know deals with exactly what you did. I mean, they love to do it. It's a lot of, in hindsight, it's got great memories, but it's a lot of work and a lot of stress to deliver what you're trying to get done. So congratulations to you for that. I know that's not easy. And I've discussed this with a lot of directors, and you guys all have to go through it because you do have the weight of your world on the shoulders. And being the writer and director, this is a project that you got a lot of love and passion for,
Mm.
and you want it done right. And you know, to get it to be done right is not an easy task. You know, saying you're going to get it done right and then actually doing it is two different things, because you'd never know what you're going to run into problem wise when you're filming.
Right. Yep. Exactly. Whether it be, you know, the weather or noise and other obstacles that come in the way or come up. So.
And I'll give you a lot of props in what you wrote and directed, and maybe Kevin can add to this, as far as making it more comfortable to even pull off a part like you had to pull off, Kevin, you and Anthony as the bullies, where you know he's the director, he's the writer, he can, you know, he relates to it, where you're more comfortable, where he really didn't have you guys pull any punches, literally didn't have you guys pull any punches with whether it was physical or verbal. Um, you know, he tried to keep it as mean as possible in a sense, and I think that gives a sense of realism, where it was like, oh, I don't want to say that because it might not go. But did that add a level of comfort that the people you're working with, like, no, we want you to do this, you know, let it go as an actor, and you know, this is, if you feel what I'm saying, where maybe
Yeah.
if it was anybody else who couldn't relate to the story, because obviously Adrian, as the writer director, related to the story in many ways.
Yeah, and the other main character. Well, there was just like a lot of people on set that were like special, capable. So I mean, I don't know. It was never like personally felt like it was something that like I had to like not feel comfortable about, because I think we both, like me and Adrian, or at least I definitely feel this way, feel like in a storytelling it is important to like show the full level of like how mean or like bad real life is. Especially if like the story is gonna have like the truth to it. So I mean, if I could go back, I would probably lean into it more. I mean, just for like the purposes that like it might stay in people's brains more, like the message about like how you treat people and things like that. So
I could totally understand, and it's got to be one of those things, because I've never acted in a movie or anything. Is it one of those things where, like you're saying, you wish you almost did more, that it was after watching the film, it's like that type of deal, where you
um
or was it even at the point, or was it sometime after?
I think it's just me as an actor, like having more experience, knowing like what things are like worth like dialing up. And definitely I feel like the negative aspects of things as well as the positive aspects of things are worth like dialing up, just so it stays with people. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It totally makes sense. You're always gaining experience as an actor, but yeah, as you become, you know, a sense of realism, and even in dialing it up, where the emotionally, whether it's mean or being good, a good side, it's not a bad thing to take it to the level that it needs to be taken to, if you feel like it needs to be hit on point, whether it's aggression or verbal attacks, or even caring aspects, what you do, that can transcend into the film. But I honestly thought you guys all did a really great job. The bullies, everybody who was in the cast, playing the clowns. Let me pull up Anthony. I thought was great. I met Anthony and I watched one of his films, and he pulled off a great job as Brad. You were great as Jerry. Big shout out to Dalton for playing as Marcus. He did a fantastic job. Um, Rosalind Kazmaier, Adrian, you as Roscoe. Just everybody, I think, did a really good job, and you could tell you guys had fun together. Even though I know Adrian, it was tough at times, but ultimately it was a good cast of people that got along, and you guys put together something really cool, really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm just trying to I'm trying to message to see if more people could join us, like John Renna or Arlo.
I thought Anthony was going to be here. He probably forgot, that Anthony Creek guy. Probably out bullying somebody. But so Adrian, are you working on any more scripts? Is there perhaps a sequel to Clown in the Woods in the works?
I was thinking of eventually doing Clowns in the Woods, Jester's Revenge, which is like a prequel to Clowns in the Woods, where it would talk about the Jester character who got the Mr. Punch puppet, his backstory, and
Right, the guy who was the old man's uncle was his uncle.
No, the black clown Jester who had the Mr. Punch puppet, and
yeah.
He killed himself in the early 2000s, so that was going to be the sequel. But I'll eventually do it. It might be very hard to do because it's the early 2000s, and I'll have to get like old-fashioned computers and maybe know what cars to use, and also the old TVs, the tube TVs, try a way to get those if I choose to do that. But the other project I'm working on currently is Special Needs Revolt, and I already did a lookbook for it for investors and people who want to contribute to it on Indiegogo. That campaign or thing won't happen till I think either late this year or early next year when I launch it again, because I don't think I had my foot in the door when I originally did it, the campaigns for that, and I didn't reach my goal. But I think investors, once they see Clowns in the Woods and maybe some other work, they'll be interested in contributing this time. Basically, what that movie is about, Special Needs Revolt, is a guy with Down syndrome. He after he gets into an accident, at his group home, he goes into a 2-year coma and finds out the country's been turned into a dictatorship thanks to President Kruger, who has put people with disabilities back in institutions. So it's up to him to basically save the day with this rebel army he finds out about. And I wrote that script back in 2016, and I just been developing it ever since and trying to get the financing for that. But that one has been proven to be very, very difficult.
Well, let me know. That's something I'd love to, on my end, support as any way I can, sharing it out and
thank
doing
you.
whatever I can. I like I told you, what I do, like my horror stuff and what I do is just a branch of what I do.
Right.
That mask over my shoulder over there, that clown one, like I told you, was my first mask, which was based on the Doomsday's clown, which I had to put on. Which was my buddy's comic, Doomsday Kingdom. So my buddy saw the picture of this clown. He wanted a mask. So that was what the first mask I got, and then it became, just.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's more I can't fit in here, and I got more on the way for the Phantasm event. But there's a lot, man, and I really I love what you're doing, and on my end, horror and the special needs community is something that I'm very, very passionate about, and it's something that I definitely want to, any way I can, support what you're doing and this next project you got coming on. So we're definitely.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, really though. I mean, it is such a good idea to do this, because I mean the movies are just as good as any other movie. Why shouldn't there be more movies centered around special needs people? I mean, the movie that you just described to me sounded really interesting. So
yeah,
I love the post. I love it.
Yeah. I'm hoping the best for it, and I just have to do cut another promo video with some existing material that I'm, and to update it a little, to say hi. My name's Adrian Esposito. You may know me from doing Clowns in the Woods, and to tell people about my previous films, so to get them to be interested in checking it out and to get some financing going.
Absolutely, man. I'm like that too. I'm not a screenwriter or anything, but I got one slasher I'm working on, but the next one relates to my job and what I'm doing in a post-apocalyptic situation. And the people I've seen in your movies, I also got to give a shout out to my friend Kyle Rappaport, who's a fantastic actor. Sarah Agnes Church, you can't hear. I've had her as a guest, and she's in the Sawyer Massacre, and she's talented. All you guys are so talented. I think you guys, when you with people with autism or anything, when they're passionate about something, what they can do with things that they're passionate about. Somebody like myself, I'm sure Kevin will say, there's no way our brains could work in that kind of high degree the way it works. And that's what I've seen. Like, I even was telling you, one of the guys I took care of had a calendar with every day right, every holiday, from like 4 years before I could use the calendar. And it was impressive. And he did the whole map of Missouri, and like each piece of computer paper. Some of the talents I've seen and the abilities I've seen are just blow my mind. Some of the people with their numbers, it's like, holy cow, how? But it's like the things that they're good. Oh my goodness, it's just incredible. I mean, it's next level of genius.
I mean, I think
And
what would be important to say too is that, like, I was having a similar conversation about this, and that with these movies that these people are shown like positively all of a sudden, and like kind of getting rid of like the stupid stereotypes that like they're not able to do regular things or something. Like I don't know how to phrase it, but I wanted to say like you're saying about the calendar stuff. I mean, I have, which is in no way similar, like ADD, and it's led me to like a career in acting, because like other things I'm just not able to do it, but like do well in because of it. But like I'm hyper focused and good at other things. So, I mean, if like a stereotype like that could be destroyed, and it could just be treated like something much smaller.
well, even with what I do, because people don't understand. My guy really got me to start doing what I'm doing with this collection. Like I said, my one guy, and all three of them are into it. But even the company was like, well, I don't want, with the convention, because I took them, I had a table, but now they're learning, and guys like Adrian Esposito, who are showing that it's a community that loves each other. It's horror community is one of the most supportive communities. I've gone to comic conventions and stuff like that. You will never meet anybody like you do in the horror community, and I think it's as good as the films. Is most of the people in the horror community are amazing people.
Yeah,
and there's some, yeah, and being able to show on my end, to like, because we got a large workshop um, around here. There's a large community uh, in the area I live, that with some amazing people, and to be able to share the love for horror, and also supporting and giving attention and showing how special. There's a reason there's special abilities. That's why I call it special abilities. Best people I've ever met. I love my job to death, and the fact that I love horror and it all being something special, and being able to give attention that there is talent out there. There is these guys like Adrian who can really knock it out of the park with a film and directing and writing. It's impressive. A guy like Kyle Rappaport, who is hilarious. That dude is funny. He's a scene stealer. I was like, that's my dude Kyle acting like that. Awesome. And then Sarah Agnes Church, she's such an excitable actor. Like, I'm meeting so many people in the community that it's like I'm loving it. I'm loving, like, this is an interview I've been really excited about. I saw Clown in the Woods. Anthony actually told me about it. And I watched the trailer. I'm like, wow, this is a cool trailer. I'm sold on clowns anyway. But yeah, I thank people like Adrian who are, to me, something special in the community that shows people on another level, the abilities that a lot of these people have, and don't you think they can't do it, because they can, and they could probably do it better than most people.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, John. Yeah, it's yeah, I agree. The horror community is very, how can I word it? They're very like together, like a brotherhood almost. And but what I wanted to know, I've heard mixed things about Tom Savini. Some people like him, some people don't. What have you ever met Tom, and what are your
I
thoughts?
have not met Tom, and I've heard the same things. I've heard different things, but I don't want to make excuses for anybody. I know I've watched his documentary about him, and he went through a lot, even with the Vietnam War, I believe it was, he was in. Things that were traumatic for him and his upbringing. So it doesn't give an excuse. I've heard mixed things, and I can't comment because I've never met him, but I've had people say, "Oh, he was cool with me," but I've heard, without me even asking, like people have brought it up to me, and other ones because I've always wanted to meet Tom Savini. He's a legend. I'd love to meet him, and I hope my experience when I do is a good one. But I've heard mixed experiences, and that's, for me, it's unfortunate to hear that, because
Yeah, I know that John Renna, my friend John Renna, he's an actor too and filmmaker, by the way. He who played Mr. Belson in the film The Landlord. He told me once that he met Tom Savini at a convention, and Tom Savini kind of just brushed them off. I wish John were here to tell that story, but I guess he's busy with his family or
that's okay.
dealing.
I definitely want, I want more of the cast to come on down the road, and maybe we could do a watch party. I don't know how it'd work with Tubi, but you know, I'm enjoying talking to you guys anyway, and it's easier on a smaller level in a sense to get to know you, Adrian, also Kevin, and talk about this film. How long did it take you guys to shoot this film?
Well, with disregarding the breaks we had, because we had some breaks in between, I think it was around 21 days. It ended in August sometime. The principal photography and shooting. Then came the onslaught of post production, which took a long time. Through up into the summer of 2021 when we had the private cast and crew screening in Buffalo, New York at the screening room. So yeah, it was but I think it was 21 days, and we did use the cinema theater. Now it looks totally different inside. I haven't been there, but it closed down to renovate it and make it look different. They have in the cinema theater where we filmed the scene where Jingo is played by Arlo Price, and Marcus played by Dalton Letta, where they kill the last two bullies. They renovated it. They gutted it and renovated it. It now has like office chairs in there with like these long tables so people can eat real food and they have a bar there now with real alcohol at the cinema theater. And it looks totally different in there, but that total scene, I would say that shoot was fair. It went smoothly for the cinema theater, but there were some things I wish I could have, looking back on it, wish we could have changed, and some things, some of the direction I was giving the staff or my co-director were confused by. So it was that was kind of stressful, but it paid off, I would say, for that particular scene. And the 21 days we shot went well and smoothly. But of course, there were some bumps along the road. If I'm correct, Kevin. I mean, I know you weren't there for all the scenes, but
Yeah, I mean, in acting or like any film or art stuff, it's like so hard to like have that bridge of like communication. It's like we're both looking at something that, I mean, to us is the same thing, but like we're seeing two different things, and like you have to like say with your words. So, I mean, I can't think of a specific example too much. I mean, because it went so smoothly, but I know like the struggle just in my own life, like trying to tell a partner in acting like how I see a scene. And you can talk about it forever and probably eventually still not even come to the same like exact idea.
yeah. I know there's one scene, the campfire scene I did with you with Michael Chase and Anthony and Haley Ann out in Lockport. I still get flack, complaints from my mom and a few other people that there's too many F-bombs in that scene, and which I kind of see their point. I think looking back on, I wish there weren't. Maybe we could have taken out some of the F-bombs in that scene, but we could have had a script supervisor, but whatever, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're better off going like too hardcore than
Too
not
soft.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with horror and what you're trying to do and pushing the limits. Hey, you live and learn. You want to. I mean, as a filmmaker, you want to kind of push the limits, kind of
Okay.
hit those notes where it does cause an emotion, whether it's too many F-bombs. It obviously got a reaction, which is what you want, good or bad, in a movie, in a sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't find I didn't find too many. I feel like if you had too few, like Kevin was saying, it could have affected some of the dialogue and the way it came across. So, like I agree with Kevin. I'd rather have too much than too little, in a sense.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, it gives a sense of realism too, because a lot of people will throw around the F-bombs, especially in certain situations where, they're not doing F-bomb counts; they're just letting them fly, and that adds a sense of realism.
Yeah. I mean, we could have probably chosen other swear words, but saying the F-bomb over and over again, I mean, I would imagine some people look at it as a stylistic choice. So.
Okay.
I use the F-bomb in very poetic ways when I'm mad.
Right.
And Michael Toth, a fantastic artist. He actually did my Doomsday. He does a lot of my Doomsday Krypt art. I got to get some hung up here, but it's all in Florida because I'll be back there in a few months, and he does some amazing work. But he's saying he digs a good F-bomb. Yeah, me and him F-bomb each other all the time. He'll call me. Well, I don't want to overdo F-bombs because then I'll take away from your F-bombs. We don't want to do that. But no, Michael Toth's fantastic. It's good to see Cesar Gonzalez. He's a fantastic Freddy Krueger cosplayer. So you were saying President Krueger. Was that a little Nightmare on Elm Street not till Fred?
Yeah, I took it from Krueger. Just, the name Krueger from Freddy Krueger, yeah.
You never know. Beatrice Buckley, she sometimes comes in and watches his stream, and that's his mother, Amanda Krueger. Yeah. So I'm sure she'd dig that President Krueger's there.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. I like how you got to give a little love to the old school slashers, whether it's Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Voorhees. People love to do it, and I love it in the fan films. It's kind of like, oh, Krueger, like a little kid excited. Oh, cool, Loomis, Dr. Loomis. But yeah, I'm digging what you're doing, man. And like I said, I do want to keep me updated in the Indiegogo campaign. We'll make sure we share it on Doomsday's Krypt, and I want to make sure I get behind it because it does what you're doing does hold a lot of meaning into what my job really is, and I don't even consider it a job. What my life really is. You know, the
Oh,
horror is fun.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, the Special Needs Revolt film. That's also a. It's sort of when I wrote it originally, it was going to be full blown like trauma style movie, but because I'm trying to get the financing I need to get, I had to soften up a bit on the trauma stuff to make it a little more mainstream, like
What
to make it an R-rated film. And I mean, there's still some stuff in there that is trauma, like trauma-esque, like or South Park. Like there's a scene like where there's people part of a human centipede thing, and
Yeah,
with this.
that was a funny episode.
Yeah, with this where they and so there, if I make the movie, you'll recognize like the human centipede South Park type of humor that's in there. So trauma too. So
I think you should do like I don't think you should try to do what you think people would want to do. I think you should do what you feel like you want to do, and I think that'll, you know, don't let restrictions or ideas that you think restrict what you're doing restrict what you're doing. Do what you want to do as a filmmaker, and that's what makes it great in being an indie filmmaker and not so much a Hollywood filmmaker. The you got the ability to be able to put whatever you want, and you don't have to worry about what, do what you want to do. And I think that will go a longer way than going, well, I don't want to do it this way because it'll be, do it your way. I wouldn't try to do it where you're trying to appease other people, because I think that'll take away from what you're trying to do and what you're capable of doing. That's just my opinion.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, but if you read the script, there's still, there's a lot of my creativity in it still. And, I mean, there's a head crushing scene, a car runs over, the guy with Down syndrome's grandmother's head. And then that's how he winds up in the group home. And so there is still a lot of that kind of stuff in there. It's just, I have to tone it back because some of the actors may not be comfortable doing the kind of stuff that I was originally in that script, like something that Joe Flashshaker did in Citizen Toxie, where he was, how can I keep this? Is it okay if I say it, not keep it PG?
You're fine. I don't have any restrictions on the channel.
Oh yeah, well, because in the movie Citizen Toxie, Joe Flashshaker was giving fellatio to a guy, and then he spits out mayonnaise. Well, that's what it really was. It was supposed to be the splurge, but
yeah.
But when I was telling people, when I was looking back on it and telling certain actors, they were like, "Oh, we're not doing that," and that's too extreme and stuff like that. But so the fellatio scene is still in my script, but it's implied. She's not spitting anything like that out or anything, but it's. Stuff like that is implied, so we can get the R rating and get people.
She gives it a good old, wipe of the mouth or something.
Yeah.
I get it. I kind of get it in that sense, I mean.
Well, plus, because also we have, the people with disabilities and their families and the actors with disabilities, we have to get them to agree.
Right.
To be in a film. And as you know, trauma can be very...
yes, I grew up on Toxic Avenger and stuff.
Yeah.
So
the humor. So
yeah, it's definitely it's a different level of comedy. It doesn't, right. And it's not everybody's type of comedy. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, I myself love trauma. I'm a big fan of it. Trauma films. That's why originally I wrote the first draft of the script was gonna. Of Special Needs Revolt was going to be something I was hoping Lloyd Kaufman could direct and have the Toxic Avenger and all that. But then I remember when I found out, when he told me that that's something Trauma can't do, Special Needs Revolt, I had to rethink it, change Toxic Avenger to kind of like a parody / ripoff of the Toxic Avenger called Fart Bomb, who has acid flesh flesh acid melting farts, and has looks a little different than the Toxic Avenger, but not totally. And Lloyd Kaufman would be in on the humor, on the jokes. So, because I have a scene written in the script for him to say, "Who is Fart Bomb?" He gives like a little backstory in the script. So
That would be really cool if you could get him. But yeah, it sounds like a funny movie. Oh, we got Nolan here.
all right, Nolan.
Hey, Adrian.
Welcome, Nolan. Oh, you were fantastic in the movie, Nolan. I enjoyed your work, my friend.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, Nolan, he's all set to be in Special Needs Revolt when I get the financing.
That's right.
Oh yeah. You were fantastic in the film. You being the best friend, and yeah, you guys. I dropped the link for Clowns in the Woods in the chat, so make sure you guys check it out and support these guys. But welcome, Nolan. Welcome. Good to see you here. It's an honor to have you and Adrian and Kevin Mullane here.
Yep.
How'd you guys meet, Adrian? You and Nolan?
I met Nolan through an actor who was originally going to play James. What was his name?
Sam.
Sam. I forgot his name now.
Vanderfray.
Oh yeah, that's right, Sam Vanderfray.
Yeah.
He was originally gonna play James, and then he bowed out and he told me about you, Nolan, and I had you audition, and you passed with flying colors the audition, and that's how, and the rest is history. That's how he became part of Clowns in the Woods and also future productions.
That's right.
Yeah, you did a fantastic job. I'll say it again. All you guys did. All you guys really, really pulled it off, and I was incredibly impressed with the film and what you guys did. So you said, sure, you just got here. I want to make sure I let you know I was real impressed with what Adrian did. Kevin, he's a bully. He's a bully. No, but I thought you guys all did a fantastic job, and yeah, you guys all got a big career ahead of you in acting and writing and directing. But so you guys met, and how long have you wanted to be an actor, Nolan? How'd you start acting?
Actually, I'm a big movie buff, so I actually started acting professionally, I would say, since I was 24. That's when I got into it professionally, but before that, I did a community theater back home, and that was it was so much fun. I did that when I was a kid. I had an urge to be an actor ever since when I was a kid, but professionally since when I was right after college.
All right. Well, how old are you now? So how long would you say?
I've done it for 8 years professionally. Now I'll be turning 32. Right now I'm 31. I'll be turning 32 in a couple of weeks.
Well, happy birthday. Upcoming birthday. So
That's right.
are you is horror your genre, or what's your favorite genre of movies?
All genres, actually. History is one of them. Drama, romance.
So you're ready to play anything, huh? You're a fan of all type of acting. That's really,
right.
really cool.
The horror stuff.
You like the storytelling, I would imagine. Like, you can storytell in any of the genres.
Yeah.
And as you can see, Nolan, John has a really great setup with Michael Myers and.
Yeah, I got quite a few clowns.
Oh, sweet.
Pennywise, we got. Oh, let's see back here. Actually, one of my guys that I take care of, he found that mask, that scarecrow-looking mask, yesterday, and so he brought it down, and we got some clowns here, and Leatherface, and all of it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, thanks. It's something I have a lot of fun with. One of my guys that I take care of, and I was telling them, oh, the shoulder, that clown mask with the green hair, started this obsession with collecting. Okay, good.
Collect.
Yeah, it's an addiction. It's I guess it's better than drugs. It's mass, so I'll take that kind of.
My collection addiction is movies. Recently a lot of horror movies, but I do collect a lot of physical media, even though a lot of it you can get on streaming nowadays. But you never know. There might be a day when streaming's gone and you can't get. And already some of the episodes of like South Park and certain things you can't get anymore. That you can only get on DVD. That you can't get on streaming. Like there's this one of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons is Stark Raving Dad, where Homer meets like a mental patient who's has the voice of Michael Jackson, who provided his real voice, and that's not on The Simpsons anymore. The streaming on Disney Plus, because that whole documentary Leaving Neverland came out, and now that episode you can only get on physical media. So it's So
I think it's. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go on.
I was going to say physical media is making such a big comeback lately. A lot of people want it. I mean, once your internet goes down, you realize that, this sucks. Even for video games, if you got digital games, you can't even play them if you don't have the internet. So I think people are appreciating physical media more. And there's a huge collectors groups that I know, like my friend Half Cheetah View. Patrick is a big collector. There's just so many people that are huge physical media collectors. Unfortunately, with the
So I was just going to say, I got a message from John Renna saying today's a busy day for him, busy, tough day, and he can't, make it to the, to our show. So
no problem. I would like to do a watch party sometime. I don't know how we could do it with, like, if it was a YouTube one, it'd be easy, but with it being Tubi, I don't know how we could possibly do it. We could possibly have everybody hit play at the same time and kind of watch together with the chat and discuss the movie. I think that would be a lot of fun to, go over the scenes and what you guys were going through when you were performing the scenes, and and how you came to, like, let's do the scene. Because there was a lot of, for an indie movie, you had a lot of different places that you filmed, in a sense. The movie theater, the duplex, or I don't know how you'd call it, but the two apartments next to each other. The woods, obviously. There was a few different locations. So on an indie project, that's not always an easy thing to do, because it's not in one certain area. I don't know how much you had to travel, but yeah, there's a lot of things I think would be a whole lot of fun to discuss about the movie, in a watch party, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that watch party, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I don't think the woman Rhonda Parker, who played Kevin's Aunt Debbie in the film, that was her property, and along with the property which was where the prank happened and where the fire pit scene was, she doesn't own those three things anymore, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong about the property that was in Medina, New York, which was the condo apartments, the duo, like you were saying. Yeah. She I don't know if she owns that still, but yeah, I mean, and of course the woods part. Some of the woods scenes was filmed in my backyard. We had to get permission from one of our neighbors who's passed away since then, to go through her backyard to go to the woods. So there was that. So I would say that timing definitely is everything, especially with actors who are very old, who are older. Because you never know what can happen. That's how I look at things. The timing is everything.
I can't agree with you more. See it too much, but it's special when you get to experience something like what you did with somebody, like, before you do lose them. So yeah, and it's something that'll never go away. It's this movie is, no matter what, it's always going to be out there. So you left a legacy. He left a legacy. Everybody kind of leaves their own legacy every time you're on film like this, and you're getting those DVDs printed out. I got to give that a shout out, Blu-ray and DVD, and that'll be awesome. So anybody in the chat, will be definitely putting that up in the Doomsday Krypt group, and we're going to make sure we support you guys buying DVDs and the physical copies, and watching this movie on Tubi helps out a lot. Like I said, I bought it on Amazon because I had to watch the movie. I was excited. I love clowns as it is, and I loved what you guys were doing it when I was introduced by Anthony Creek about it. And yeah. So now I watch it on Tubi because I want to make sure you guys get a little bit of something for the commercials. So
The true artist.
yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
I'm excited for you guys. Like I said, everybody was super talented in the cast. It was a lot of fun, and it really hits home for me what you guys are doing, and I personally love it. And I think it opens doors and minds to more for a lot of people, and letting people see you guys do what you do and the talent you guys do have. I personally thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm glad that there's a fan base out there for clowns in the woods, with you, John, and some others. Unfortunately, like with a lot of other films, especially in the horror genre and especially in the B horror genre, there's going to be haters out there. I remember when you were looking for the trailer for Clowns in the Woods earlier. There's a review. This guy gave it 4 out of 10 stars and says it was micro budget and blah blah blah. This was on YouTube, and also there's been also very nasty reviews about the film too, saying, "Oh, the acting is bad," and blah blah blah. So,
Haters gonna hate.
I just ignore it. I ignore it. It is what I just say, so what.
Well, it's one of those things you're gonna, there's, especially being a filmmaker, a director, a writer, an actor, whether it's you, Nolan, or Kevin, or Adrian, you doing your acting and being in it, there's always going to be people that hate you. There's people that hate me. They hate what I'm doing. And you're always going to get that, but you don't do it for the ones that hate you. And if anything, they're giving you guys attention, and any attention is good attention.
Yeah.
And it's because you're doing something, and you guys are doing something special. You guys are doing it on a limited budget. You're doing it for the love of making movies, of acting, of horror, with Clowns in the Woods.
Right.
Don't let anybody take that away, because for every person that doesn't like it, those loud ones, there's 10, 20 people that love it. So, it's one of those things you have to experience, and you have to get used to it. It took me time to get used to it. Like, I never really planned on being a YouTuber or doing a podcast. You're going to get those haters, but the ones that see the light you shine and what you're doing, it makes it all worth it. So don't let the haters hate. Let them hate, but embrace the ones who really are appreciating what you're doing. Like, I know I do, and I know there's a lot of other people. Your cast, I can tell, appreciate you. I know Kevin does, and I'm sure Nolan appreciates being part of this project and what you put together. And don't let the haters take bring you down in any way, shape, or form. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm learning. I'm at first, not with this film, but with other and some other films I've done, it did affect me, but I've just learned to not let it bring me down. And they're just trolls, and
that's all.
that they've never actually tried to make a film, so they're just critics. Film
bullies.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
That's why I do have issues with, people like Roger Ebert, who get paid to critique people's films because, it's just their opinion.
Yeah. Well, back in the 80s, that was a big deal. If you got a bad review by Roger Ebert, there weren't all these outlets. It could make or break a movie.
Right.
I think that happened with Monster Squad. It got bad reviews by the few people, and it bombed at the theater. And that's a classic horror movie now.
Oh yeah, it's like the Goonies meets the classic Universal monsters.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, yeah. Another film that was badly critiqued, is Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and of course that's a classic. I don't know why that, because it's a goofy comedy. So you never know if where things go. Years from now, it's a cult classic. The same, and I don't, a lot of people were saying Attack of the Killer Tomatoes was really, a garbagey, horrible film, but it's not really. It's a parody on movies.
It stood the test of time. Everybody says how bad it is, but everybody knows that movie.
Right. I mean, if you don't know B movies or that genre, then you're not going to get the jokes. I mean, it's still funny. They have all pop culture references in there, like the Olympic girl who's eating steroid cereal, and that Clark Kent, like a reporter who turns into Superman. And of course, they didn't show it, but they implied that he flew off. So it's. I think Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is a cult classic, and it's really funny. So
it's like I said. Is it a Academy Award winning film? No, but is it a fun film? Oh yeah, man. There's so many 80s films like that. Look at even the Toxic Avenger, since you were talking about trauma. It wasn't like it was a masterpiece as far as cinema goes, as they'd say, but it's a great film, and it stood the test of time, and there's so many fans that are hardcore of it. Well, Evil Dead was the same way. You name it.
They're not only are they coming out with a remake of the Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage playing the Melvin character and then the Toxic Avenger character. They're coming out, which I have issue. I don't have issue with the big budget remake of the Toxic Avenger, but I do have an issue that Warner Brothers is remaking next year. They're coming out with it, The Exorcist, which is like, no, you just don't touch that.
I don't know. I don't even think they touched the Toxic Avenger.
Here's one thing, Adrian. They're not remaking The Exorcist. It's actually a sequel.
Oh, really? An actual sequel?
It's to follow up the original.
Oh, it's sort of like with Candyman and Halloween. Yeah, I get it now. They just don't say the word the two or whatever in there, right?
I looked it up today, so. Well, that should be interesting because the second Exorcist was pretty bad. I liked Exorcist 3, but the second one was definitely a fall from the first.
The second one, enjoyable, but not great.
It was a disappointment. I mean, it was. I can watch almost any film and try to find enjoyment. At least I try to. I don't know how I feel about the Toxic Avenger being remade and remade by Hollywood, which, nothing against Peter Dinklage or anything like that. He's a fantastic actor, but he's a high Hollywood actor, and you just can't make the Toxic Avenger anymore. You remake it, the only thing you're really using is the name, because you can't really do any of what they did back in the 80s. It's just not acceptable nowadays to put on film, and Hollywood won't do it. So, I mean, I hope it'll be a good movie and kind of watch it, but, I got a feeling it'll be kind of a dumpster fire. It just won't be the Toxic Avenger. It's just not going to be. It's going to be Hollywood's version of Toxic Avenger, and there might be some bright lights and pretty things, but it won't have the charm.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We shall see. I mean, I read some things that it's going to be just as dark and twisted and messed up as the original, but and it's a little different. Like the Melvin character is a father of a son, and he's mistreated by his coworkers, and he tries to get revenge on the boss or something, and he falls into the toxic waste at this chemical plant he's working at, and so it's kind of different. So
kind of, we'll see. They're just trying to make their own twist, and I don't hate remakes because there's some that are done really well.
You mean like the Evil Dead?
I didn't like the Evil. I mean, the Evil Dead remake was all right, but sorry, without Bruce Campbell as Ash, it's a hard pill for me to swallow. And it would have been fine if it was just another movie instead of like using the title. Like even the RoboCop remake was okay, but it didn't have the charm of the original one.
Yeah,
from '87.
the original RoboCop was really good. The remake, I just no way.
It was okay. Like I can watch it, but it wasn't even the same. Like I'd watch it, it was okay. And other than it having the name RoboCop, like RoboCop, I saw in the theater in '87.
Yeah.
And and Predator came out at the same time. It was a nice way to go watch a movie one week after the other. And RoboCop was amazing, especially for its time.
And that and The Running Man.
Yes. Yeah. Arnold was so big in the '80s. I mean, everywhere you went.
Yeah.
Make sure you go and check out my movie.
Yeah. I think that they should have, instead of Schwarzenegger doing Red Sonja, it should have been the third Conan movie that they wanted.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be, from what I understood. But they couldn't get the rights to call him Conan.
Oh.
So it's really a Conan 3, but it's not because of rights. They couldn't use the name Conan. And
Dino De Laurentiis, right?
Yeah. I was watching something on that, and I think it could have been a better film, but I don't think it was as bad as everybody hates it. I enjoyed it at the time I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, since I was an Arnold fan, and I had two sisters, and to have the female hero, it was we had fun watching it as kids. We weren't like film critics. We were probably 8, 9, 10 years old when it came out. So yeah. I missed it. I don't know. I don't see the Toxic Avenger. They could say, "Oh, we're going to do a pretty we're going to push the limits," but I just don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second.
Yeah, that would be quite a surprise.
That would be the biggest surprise of the movie, that they actually respected the original. But I think they're just going to take the title, have them fall in a toxic waste pit, and it's not going to feel anything like a Toxic Avenger movie. It might be a decent movie, but why? I mean, other than just kind of using the name Toxic Avenger, the format of him being bullied and falling into a toxic waste pit, you're changing it. So far from what they're even saying is changing the whole film.
Just write a new movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I know Amir's. What's his name? What's the guy? Elijah Wood. Yeah, he's a big fan of those type of films. Toxic Avenger. He was a executive producer on The Greasy Strangler, and one of his favorite horror movies is Truth or Dare. I don't know if you've heard of that one. That was done in Florida. So he so I don't know, maybe he'll honor the original source material. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with the remake or reboot, I should say, of the Toxic Avenger.
It should be interesting, to say the least. It'll be something to talk about, I guess.
Right.
But I don't see it happening. But hey, guys, I've had such a blast. Let's talk about doing a watch party soon. Keep me updated on your new project. We'll start bumping that up. You said Nolan's going to be a part of the new project too, right? You got him in mind?
Yeah, for Special Needs Reveal. Yeah, he's in the lookbook. Yeah, definitely.
And Kevin, it's been fantastic having you on too. You got a shout out for anything you've worked on or anything out there?
No, I mean, I just take classes at Acting Studio 716 through the Alleyway Theater, which is I don't know where you guys are from, but it's in Buffalo. So, I mean, I rep that place. That's pretty much all I really do, studying so I can be better.
Hey, man, that's what you got to do. But it's been a blast having you on. Fantastic job in Clowns in the Woods. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched it with my guys again today, and they loved it too.
Yeah,
I feel like we had a good conversation on this podcast.
Oh, hey, I had a blast talking to you guys. I was really excited about it.
was great catching up with both of you again, and really a blast too. Also from here, getting to be on the show. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Nolan, you keep up the amazing work as an actor, and Adrian, all you guys keep it up. Keep up the writing. Don't let anybody hold you guys back from doing what you're doing. I love it. I'm a big fan of it, and I definitely want to continue to support all you guys. And I thank all you guys for being here. I've had fun talking to each one of you. I thank the chat for being here. Thank you guys for all the support. I've dropped the Tubi link. I'm going to drop it one more time. When we're done with this, I want you guys to all go watch Clowns in the Woods and enjoy it.
Yeah, don't forget the Walmart links too, because it's it's pre-order, but it will sometime.
I don't have that link, but give it to me after, and I'll put it in Doomsday's Krypt. I'll put it in the comment section. I'll post it up there for you guys. All right.
All right.
And best of luck. And when I do my convention tables, I'll probably have, if there's some ready by August and September, I'll probably order some, put on my table. I'll buy them at full price, sell them at cost, and let people see what Clowns in the Woods is.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
Awesome talk.
Guys.
Thank you for
We'll
having
do this
us.
again soon. Thank
All
you
right.
for coming.
Bye, Nolan.
Yeah, Adrian.
See you later, guys.